You know that feeling right before doing something that matters, this tightness in your chest, sometimes a gulp in your throat, also racing mind, and especially I feel it, this weird heartbeat sensation. It's not necessarily fast heartbeat, but it's rather, you just feel it more. It's like the heartbeats are stronger than usual and slower. And then always pops this one question, what if I fail? And this is a sign, not that you are weak, but that you're a human, because it's absolutely natural. And here is what separates people who succeed and those who don't. It's not absence of the feeling, but it's what you do next. First, let's normalize fear because it's common. By common, I mean everyone has it, even your idols, everyone who you look up to have the feeling of fear. Everyone. Your brain literally cannot see the difference between a dangerous lion and starting a business. It fires the same alarm in the brain. And there's an important fact, fear is actually the best and the clearest signal that something matters to you and it's dear to your heart. Going back to people we admire, Navy SEALs, public speakers, athletes, they all have fear. And I know it's funny that I put David Goggins in all three categories, but they suits him well. And remember, he also have fears. So we have normalized fear. You know, it's common among all of us, but there is a problem. The real problem behind fear isn't actual fear, but it's quitting. That's the problem behind it all. Fear is involuntary. If it happens, but quitting is what you can control and what you should control. Most people treat fear as a stop sign. There's this fear, stop, paralyzed, ain't doing nothing. But people who succeed, the high achievers, they see the fear as a signal that something matters, that something is important, that something is worth doing. That's how they see that. Now I will tell you a personal story that involves fear. I have started MMA 2.5 years ago, approximately. And after 2 years, I have decided to compete. I didn't really want to do it, but my coach said, oh, we have done so much work. It's good that you try yourself, try yourself out. It was around 6 a.m. when I arrived at the competition, and I entered the doors and there was 4 octagons, and I was this hundreds of people who I knew were fighters, and they were going there to fight, and I'm gonna fight a couple of those. Actually, it was like a ladder tournament, so if I won, I would go higher and higher, but if I lose at any point, I would just be done. This kind of tournament. So I see all these, coaches with cauliflower ears. I would also love to have them, but I don't. My ears are not made for being a cauliflower, or maybe they will, I hope so. So after 2 years of MMA, in this cozy environment, with friends, with my coach, etc., I would say that's an easy environment. And I remember the feeling before the first fight, my first fight ever, standing before the octagon, my opponent next to me, his coach is telling him game plan, my coach is telling me, and my mind was absolutely nowhere to be found during the fight. My coach, always coach giving you advice. I couldn't hear nothing at all. Also connected to the fear, you cannot control how you breathe. You have all the oxygen in the world when you are training, but then during the competition day, no. It's like 1 minute and you are over. You are like gassed out completely. Fortunately, I have won the first fight, and then the second, and then the third, and then the final, and I have become an amateur MMA champ in my country, which is Poland. So I would say the fear and going for it was absolutely worth it. And you should as well, despite the fear, go for the things, try it. If I lost, I would lose. Nothing to be scared of, nothing to be ashamed of. Super grateful that it happened, but it wasn't about it happening. It wasn't about me winning. It was about the best experience is going for it. Despite the fear, you feel fear, but still you go for it. I think that it is where the most happiness can be found. the true happiness, not like you bought yourself a candy and you're happy because a little bit of dopamine, like this meaningful going against the fear, doing something you love. That's important, and that's the true feeling I wish everyone of you to experience. And it is to be experienced by looking at fear and going through it, going at it and going even though it is all around you. Okay, so we know there's much to be gained, but what quitting actually costs you? It's not just this one missed opportunity, it evolves into being an identity of someone who goes 20% and stops. Because to go to the 30th percent and then 50th and 100th%, there is fear. And that's the problem. That's the cost. Every time you quit, when fears comes out, this identity is built. So if you do it once, it's built a little. But if you do it twice and it goes every day you stop because you feel fear, it builds a character. Now you are a person who is so deeply feared and so oppressed by fear that it's sad. And this is exactly why I made this video, because I want to help you go through it. Go through it, smash this cage and be free. You are building a character, your character, with every decision you make. So make sure they are greatly done decisions. Okay, enough of theory. Now I will give you 3 actionable things you can do right now that will help you with your fear. First thing you can do is to name it. Say it out loud. I know it may sound funny to you right now, but it absolutely decreases the fear and its power. I will give you an honest example. I feel fear that I have put so much work into YouTube and it's not gonna work out. That's my fear. The second thing is to ask yourself, is this fear protecting me or stopping me? Simply meaning, is it protecting me from some physical threat or danger, or is it simply growth discomfort? The third, last but not least important thing is to take the next smallest step possible. Don't look at the big goal and the big picture, just simply do the smallest step possible. And you will see that this fear isn't actually there. It will probably disappear after you take one step, maybe another. Even though the fear is still present, you can do it. And when you see that, the fear gets smaller. And remember, the fear isn't going away. It shows up every time you try to level up. The only question is, are you gonna make decisions, or fear is gonna make decisions for you? Comment down below what are the things you've been putting off recently because of fear. Let's keep each other accountable. And if you like the video, please subscribe. It will make my day absolutely greater. And I wish you to have a nice day.